pastors, Creflo Dollar and Bishop Paul Morton, both of which is now gone viral.
Yep.
Those conversations have, and by and large, outside of those sound bites, the black church has been silent on the issue.
Very. I've gotten private emails.
Yes.
From pastors who said, right on what you said, but they're private emails. And that's a problem.
Tell me why it's
well, because a pastor is supposed to be prophetic, is supposed to speak truth, no matter who it hurts, no matter where it hurts, no matter if it is a member of the congregation, no matter if it is a fellow pastor, no matter if it's the President of the United States. And the body of Christ has to have some level of authenticity and transparency, that even when a member screws up, you got to have the courage to say, Doc, you messed up. When I look at when David messed up, the prophet went to David and said, you screwed up. When Saul messed up, the prophet went to Saul, said, you screwed up. But it seems that folks are more concerned about maintaining paid preaching engagements as opposed to saying, I'm going to speak to you in the right way. And so that's what bothered me. When you stand in the pulpit and you preach from conviction like Bishop Long has done, when you have preached against homosexuality, when you have preached against gay marriage, when you have preached for men to be responsible husbands, you have preached about fathers being responsible dads, then how can you be silent when you are accused of sexual molesting young men in your church who you had spiritual authority over, and then you don't stand before your congregation and speak truth to what happened? Now, I'm telling you right now, if anybody out there, and if you're watching online, I'm clear, if you accuse me of touching another guy inappropriately, we ain't having a private mediation. In fact, when you have your news conference, I'm going to be standing right there on the side of the podium. So when you get done, I'm stepping right up. And so you can't sit here and say nothing when you want to say, well, it's private, and then we settle. And so somebody had to say something, because here's the greatest thing for me. And I praised him previously on this. Bishop Long had a strong male ministry. He said in 2000, in January, we're going to have more men, members of this church, by the end of this year than women. People said, man, you lost your mind. By October, there were more male members of that church than female members. And so when this whole story broke, the concern that I had was, we already have a difficult enough time getting men to be attracted to the church. And one of the reasons men go to the Nation of Islam is because when they see Minister Farrakhan, they see a strong black man speaking truth. And so Long was that way, and so men said, that's the kind of pastor I want to follow. And so my concern was, when this happens, you now have put in jeopardy all that God positioned you to do. And so now you make it harder for other pastors to appeal to men who will then say, you might be like Bishop Long.
Both of the biblical examples that you gave, for example, Nathan going to David, both of those, Roland, were in private and were not in public.
Mm-hmm.
It is only almost, it's the crabs in the barrel. It only seems to be in a black church construct that it will go public. The last time that two public television preachers went at it were Jim Baker and Jimmy Swaggart.
Ted Haggard was pretty public.
No. Who corrected them, I'm saying. Not the story, I'm saying, but after Ted Haggard, Joel Osteen didn't come out and ask for it. Rob Parsley didn't come out. It was only in the black church structure.
Well, actually, and I called out those very same pastors who said nothing. My point is not an issue of the black church being clear and speaking truth. My point is the church. Just like, I've called out the church. I've called out those same social conservatives who are out in the streets saying that gay marriage is going to destroy the marriage institution by saying, no, right now, when you look at the divorce rate, heterosexuals are destroying the marriage institution. And so where do you see the national marches to save heterosexual marriages? Where do you see the emphasis on that? And so I've used my voice to call the church out. The other week, you had the Faith and Freedom Coalition, Ralph Reed's group, where they had their conference. And you had, so again, Faith and Freedom Coalition. Faith first, Freedom Coalition second. And as I watched their tweets, I saw nothing on their tweets about faith. I saw conversations about debt. I saw conversations about the presidency. All Republican presidential candidates speaking at their conference. And so I say, well, where's the faith part? And so again, when it comes to issues like this, I call on the church, not the black church, but the church, the body of Christ, not the black body of Christ, to say something. Because again, right now, we are seeing dwindling numbers. SBC is seeing decrease in membership. We're seeing people who are questioning whether or not the church has a role in life. And so when the church is silent, when the church screws up, that gives no confidence to the unchurched.